Could you just share 1, 2, 3
Yeah.
bits of advice of things that people might not know about when it comes to taxes?
We really gone down the path of, okay, how do we figure out what the average business owner needs? Not the big business owners. They know exactly. They have departments for that. They can go to the big 4 accounting firms. But what about the Main Street business? 10,000 of that business means make it or break it sometimes. How do we help that small business owner? And so we've really, as a team, gone down the path of really there's, over 1,400 deductions you can take. And our team specializes on those deductions and then figuring out what the right fit is for this business owner so you can stack up deductions. Most business owners take 1 or 2. They could probably take 5 or 6 or whatever the number is. They could take a lot more. And generally it's because they've never even heard of these things. They've heard of the basic ones, the card, everything else. So there's just a few that every business owner, it's accessible, you should do. There's 3, I would give you a quick 3. Number 1, if you love golf, like I really like golf. At one point in my life, I lived in Augusta, Georgia. I snuck out on the course in the middle of the night because I wanted to see that spiritual hallowed ground place. And it is amazing. And if you stand there on the course and you look around, what you see is there's 0 hotels in that area. All you see, as far as the eye can see, is just neighborhood after neighborhood. So the Augusta National Tournament is for 2 weeks a year. 250,000 people descend on this small town of Augusta, Georgia every year. Anyone who lives in Augusta, Georgia, they're like, I want out of this town. So they go fishing, they go on vacation for 2 weeks. And what do they do with their home? They rent it out. Not for B&B rates. If you go to peerspace.com, you can see what your home can rent out for. They rent it out for kind of Marriott ballroom level rates. And so many times it's $1,000, $2,000 a day, whatever that number is. Then they go out of town for 2 weeks. So they come back, call it $30,000 in revenue. For years, they did this and they got tired of paying taxes. They got a lobbyist, went in front of Congress, said, hey, let's get a carve out for us. We want to be able to save this money and not pay it for, this $30,000. So 10 grand would have gone to taxes. Federal made it a code and now it's Rule 280A. Nickname is the Augusta Rule. Now, what that means for every business owner watching this is you can rent out your personal residence to your business. Your business cuts a check. It's the best check you ever cut from your business right to your personal property, your personal. And that money that you pay yourself is tax-free. We recommend doing 1 day a month. If you're doing board meetings, do it at your personal residence. It has to be a real business purpose for doing it, but you can go up to 14 days a year, pay yourself that rent for the property and not pay tax on that revenue. So we have a client who saved, their rent was $19,200 tax-free. These are all just things that you can do right now. More, and then I'll give you one that's an interesting one that just came out in the big, beautiful bill. But a second one is very simply in 2025, you can actually pay your child, your home dependents, you can pay your children $19,000 per child per year. They have to do real functions in your business. And so I love this one because I think every business owner, small business owner, should sit down with your family, sit in front of a board, make a list of all the operational duties of each child, and actually teach them real job skills. I mean, there's the theoretical side of learning. And then what I feel is the best is the mentoring and the mentorship side of learning, I feel is far superior. So you as a business owner can help your child learn the game of business, and you can pay each child $19,000 a year tax-free. And what can they use the money for? They can't use it for rent, but most of the things you're spending your money on now can come out of that child's account. So that is a no-brainer legacy play. That would be number 2. Then I would say number 3 is a lot of people watching this just have an LLC. Well, the problem with that is LLCs are incredible, but if you make over $30,000 a year, you should consider doing within your LLC, keeping your LLC, but doing an S Corp election in that LLC. It'll save you 15 0.3% in self-employment tax. So if you're making 100 grand a year, literally will save you $15,000 by setting up that S Corp election in your LLC. Those are three things that add up to thousands of dollars in savings. And I'll give you the bonus for this interesting. There's a lot of really interesting things that have come out of the big, beautiful bill. One that's never been done in history is you can actually, when you purchase a car, any kind of car, as long as it's made in the USA, you can write off the interest you pay in payments of that car. So if you're planning on buying a car next year, if you want to consider doing made in the USA, it will give you another deduction that's never been done before. It's super, super unique.